Hi, everybody, and welcome once more to Ivy League Analytical English. I'm Karen.
And I'm Wesley.
Can you hear the smile in my voice? I'm smiling as I'm talking because it's translation day.
今天我们要做翻译了，很好玩的。
Okay.
好，第一题最近的调查显示，人们钱赚得越多，就感觉越快乐。那这个最近的调查显示，其实我们刚刚在录之前，我跟 Karen 老师有讨论过一下。这很有趣的是，当我们中文看到说最近的调查显示，我们看过去就算了，我们就觉得我不是说算了，我们看就了解 ，OK，I got the idea， 没问题。可是你要翻成英文的时候，你就要开始考虑这个调查是一个调查还是好几个调查，因为英文跟 number 是有关系的。
对，是一堆人有同样的结果吗？还是就是很具体的一项调查呢？
对，好，那我后来决定用单数，有两个原因，一个是因为当初我有看到这个调查的，就在报纸上有登这样的一个调查，所以我就觉得那是一个调查。可是如果我不知道这件事情的话，我要决定这里要用单数还是复数，我可能还是会用单数，因为调查感觉起来是比较具体的，是一次调查、两次调查，或者一项调查、两项调查。
Right.
所以最近的调查显示，我会觉得应该是单数的，因为中文里面如果我们说有好几个调查都这样显示的话，我们会用好几个，我们会用这种词汇的手段来表达英文的那个 s 那个 plural， 所以我们可能会说最近有几项调查显示。
And the reason Wesley is discussing this is because I told him about what I would now call a mistake in my first translation of this sentence. First of all, 调查, I said studies. 可是其实 studies 是研究而不是调查。And that affected how I translated the sentence. I originally said recent studies show that. 可是这个跟原意不太一样。
对。因为 study 是研究，那调查其实是一个 survey， 是我去调查一下，这也许是个问卷调查。
而且最近的研究显示 at least in my feeling, I think that it could be 好几个那个研究，好几项研究。可是调查的话，应该是就是那么一个。
对，好，所以呢，我们这个地方我就用单数的a recent survey 最近的一个调查显示，当然我可以用 show， 可是呢，我这里换一个字 indicate。indicate 就是指出所以这个地方另外我们看到 indicate， 你就要决定它的时态是什么了。那这个调查已经发生过了，所以这个调查显示，就是他当时调查指出什么，在我来讲，我觉得我可以把它看成是过去了，所以我就写成 a recent survey indicated that。好，那后面这个句子呢比较好处理，就是你如果这个句型很熟的话，the more 什么什么 ，the more 什么什么，或者是 the 加一个比较级，再加一个 the 加一个比较级，那因为 the 后面加的是个比较级，所以这个比较级后面直接就会接一个那个句子里面的形容词或者是副词。那在这里呢，我们看到它要比两个东西，一个就是钱赚得越多，感觉越快乐，所以钱赚得多是 make more money 或者是 make money。那我们这个如果变成 the more 的时候呢，你就要讲 the more， 然后要把 the money 拿到前面来，因为它修饰的是 the more 修饰的是 money， 所以 the more money people make， 然后呢感觉就越快乐。那 the 后面再加一个比较级，那这个句子里面这个 the 越它修饰的是快乐嘛，所以你就把那快乐放到 the 的后面。The happier they feel， 他们就觉得越快乐。这种 the more 或者 the 加比较级这种用法，大家多习惯就好。其实你从中文里面也看得出来，钱赚得越多，越跟多是在一起，所以 the 就是那个越，多就是那个 more。那越快乐，越就是那个 the， 快乐是那个 happy， 那变成比较级 happier。所以 the more money people make, the happier they feel。我整句话我再念一遍。A recent survey indicated that the more money people make, the happier they feel.
Right, and 越来越 and 越 x 越 y is something we learn in Chinese class very early. Yeah, 这个就是一课. So if you're teaching a foreigner, that's something you need to teach them. Here's my translation. According to a recent survey, the more money one earns, the happier one feels. Now, originally I was going to go along with the Chinese. A recent survey has shown that.But that makes it sound like it's very, very sure, certain, 明确, which it isn't. 就是根据它的结果是这样子。It doesn't mean 这是天经地义的，这是它的结果显示怎么样。So for the English, I prefer to say, according to a recent survey, the more money one earns, the happier one feels. And this gives us a little wiggle room. Wiggle room means 有一点怎么样，一点空间，如果万一不太对的话。Exactly,
yeah.
That's what I wanted.Because this is not necessarily a truth. I mean, it may not be this way in all cases. However, 就根据它的结果是这个样子。I think that's a more responsible way to say it, and that's why I chose it. So one more time, according to a recent survey, the more money one earns, the happier one feels.
好，那各位要注意到这个 according to 它其实是一种这个 hedge， 我们讲 hedging 它是一种让保护自己的说法。也就是说，当我用 according to 的时候，我是告诉我的读者或听者说，这是根据他们对不对？我没有背书，我只是说根据他们是这么说的。
Exactly.
所以如果他们错的话你不要骂我，那你就骂他们。对，所以这个 according to 大家知道这种感觉。那 Karen 老师刚刚讲的这个另外一个，你本来你也可以说什么？A recent survey has shown that 这也没有错，可是这样子感觉起来很确定，因为你就是告诉读者说，它显示了这点。当你用 show 这个字的时候，你其实也表示你的意见跟他，你同意，你觉得他讲的应该有道理，才会用 show 这个动词。
That's right. And here's the translation in our magazine. A recent survey has shown that the more money people earn, the happier they feel. And like I said, this is what I originally wrote. But then I thought,There's something that didn't sound quite right to me, and this is fine. It's not incorrect, but I am just not quite so sure, and that's why I chose according to. But this is also fine as a translation of the Chinese given in the magazine. A recent survey has shown that the more money people earn, the happier they feel. 其实用 a recent survey, 你就是这样子，就是你是逼他那边负责，所以也还好。
对，好，那这个 has shown， 各位注意到，你如果是这样用这种写法的话，你要注意那个时态。has shown 的意思就是这件事情，它表示 show 的这件事情已经发生了但什么时候发生的不重要，重要是它已经发生了，就这个报告已经显示了这一个事实了然后呢，重点是这个事实跟现在是有关系的因为我现在要告诉你它结果是怎么样所以这还注意这个介系这个时态，因为你这时候英文不太会说 a reason。A survey showed that 其实也可以，但是意思感觉起来就是比较过去，就跟现在没什么关系了。
好像昨天他这样子就显示出来了，是昨天的事情。But we don't care when it happened. We just want to know what the result was.
对所以这个时态部分各位可以注意过去式、现在完成式都可以，但是含的意义有一点不一样。
So the kind of training that you should be getting from your English classes and from programs like ours is start to pay attention.To little tiny things, which are in fact very big things.
对，这种小地方冠词介系词这个时态其实还有这个单复数，很小的地方，但是其实它是你英文好不好很重要的一个因素。还有你的英文让外国人看起来、听起来会不会跳针
？Right，
都是在这个地方。
那跳针的真的是 very distracting， 所以不跳针他会听得很顺 ，and they'll have a really good feeling about you, and that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
We've finished up with number 1. Let's move on to number 2.
好，我们看看第二题。他说，然而呢，对年收入超过新台币250万的人而言，更多的钱代表的是更大的成就感。好，那首先我觉得这句话跟前面那句话的关系其实不是那么的一下就清楚的看得出来但是你想想大概知道这个钱赚得越多越快乐，可是到了某一个程度之后它就不只是快乐的问题了，而是成就感的问题了，所以它才会用到然而这个连接词。好，然后呢，年收入超过新台币250万。那各位注意到这个中文用年收入是个名词可是我们在翻译的时候，常常都会在这个我们的 source language 跟我们的 target language 之间，你要做词类的转换尤其中文跟英文的词类中文的话呢，这个动词是强势动词，英文是名词是强势的这个词类所以呢，我们看到你要把年收入翻成英文，当然你可以找个英文的名词来表示年收入像我们的这个杂志就是这样用。但是呢，你也可以说所谓的年收入超过250万，意思就是他一年赚的钱超过250万，所以我可以用动词，所以我这个句子可以翻成 But for people who earn more than 2.5 million NT dollars a year 然后呢 more money 更多的钱代表我当然可以用 represent， 可是我也可以用 means 所以 more money means a greater sense of achievement， 成就感是 sense of achievement， 那更大的成就感，你找一个形容词来修饰那个 sense of achievement， 更大就是 greater。 好，所以呢，我这个句子我的翻法我再念一次But for people who earn more than 2.5 million NT dollars a year，more money means a greater sense of achievement.
Right, and that's easy to understand because beyond a certain level, you really can't even spend that much money on yourself. You forget what you have. You can buy
it's just a number.
It's just a number. You can buy a bigger and bigger house. You can fill it with more and more things. But our brain is really limited in what it can hold at one time. You're going to forget what you have in all those rooms. You're just going to completely forget about it unless you 巡视 every day. You visit all your rooms and look at all your possessions. So after a certain point, you just don't need any more money for daily living. It's like Wesley said, it's just a number. So after a certain point, it doesn't really give you more happiness. It just makes you feel like you have achieved more, and that's all. All right, my translation is, however, for those whose annual income exceeds 2.5 million NT dollars, more money means a greater sense of achievement. And let me read it again. However, for those whose annual income, 我用的也是名词, exceeds 是超过超越了 2.5 million NT dollars. More money means a greater sense of achievement.
好，那各位注意到这个用了一个所有格的关系代名词哈。For those people, 那 people 省略掉 whose 就是这些人，他们的怎么样 annual income 就是年收入超过，用了一个动词 exceeds 啊，然后呢这个250万台币哈。那后面那部分呢，后面那半段啊，这个我的翻译跟 Karen 老师是一样的。
Right. Let's look at the translation in our magazine. However, for those who have an annual income of more than 2.5 million NT dollars, more money represents a higher sense of achievement. Here they used represents, and instead of greater, they used higher, and both are fine.
那同时呢，各位注意到他处理的方法是，他说 who have an annual income of 多少多少钱，好，所以英文也可以说你的年收入是多少钱，你可以说这个 an annual income of 多少多少钱，那在这里是超过了，所以他是讲 an annual income of more than 多少多少多少钱。
So the three different ways we could say this is or are, however, for those whose annual income exceeds, ... or as in the magazine, for those who have an annual income of more than is another way. Or you could also say, for those with an annual income of more than ... 那更简单。
好，所以用 with 也可以哈 ，with 表示附带条件。好，这三个都是用名词来讲，那你也可以用动词来表示，你可以说 who earn more than 多少多少钱a year.
That is it for today. Please tune in next time. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.